everybody, welcome to the Team Powerhouse Show. We're live with you every Tuesday night. This is our New Year's Eve special with a very special guest. You may have seen him before. Daniel Lemel, yes, my son, and somebody who's known Daniel for a very long time. On your far right, Mr. Eric Vazquez.
Yeah,
Since
that's,
right about
That's
4 years
all.
old.
no, not 4.
5?
What
No,
do
he was playing football.
This is 8?
I think he was younger than 8.
No, 4th grade.
Fourth grade.
Is that
10?
4th grade.
Fourth grade.
8, 9 years old.
It's quite a while. How many years is that?
I don't know, you do the math.
9 to 21,
7?
11 years. All right, Danny.
Oh,
More than half your life.
That's for sure.
yeah,
A lot has changed over the last 11 years.
yeah,
Right?
lots changed.
Danny, so Daniel, as you all know, is in Florida.
No, he's not. That would mean we're in Florida.
That's true. That is a good point. Danny goes to school in Florida. He came to visit us over here, which we're very excited to see and be a part of his life and have him with our daughter, Drew, who, by the way, had an amazing show last week. I'm sorry, not last week, 2 weeks ago, as you all saw, blew it up. But Daniel, so much great to have you on the show again
Thank you,
tonight.
Dad. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We've got some questions to talk about and ask you about for people to know a little more about you, what's going on in your life.
Absolutely.
How's school?
School's good. Just wrapped up the semester. I did very well for myself.
What do we got for GPA?
It hasn't come out yet, but I should be doing very well. I think you'll be
In
impressed.
the ballpark for 3.5?
A little higher than 3.5, which is good. I'll take it.
All right. That's my boy.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Mom will be proud also to hear about that as
Of
well. And how are the Miami Dolphins? Well, first of all, obviously they're not in the playoffs anymore. Things are over.
They should. I really hope they'll win. They need some things to go right. Their loss to Houston, which really set them back, but we'll see what happens for the playoff race.
Now, remind everybody why you're talking about the Dolphins, because it's not just a team that you root for.
That's a good point. So, as you may or may not know, Danny Lemel works for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
How long have you been with the Miami Dolphins for?
Just over a year. It was a year in August, and it should be a year and a half, very soon around this time. But I enjoy it. I love it. I love working.
It's a good organization to work for.
Absolutely.
Was it everything you thought it would be?
And more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you made some amazing new contacts?
New contacts? Yeah, I mean, I'm always meeting people in the industry, which is always great for me because in my field, you're always wanting to learn more and always want to connect. And, you know, who knows who you're going to meet down the road. And by me putting me in this specific area where I'm in, it's where the opposing team walks out. You're meeting anyone and everyone. So, you know, big thank you and a big shout out to Kyle Mockler and his team, E.G., Tyler, Luke, Will, and especially Rob. He's my supervisor. I can't say anything nicer about him. And my amazing team in Westfield Club, they're fantastic. And I look forward to working with them every day. Or not every day, but whenever there's an event.
And you
So I know
also
there's a lot
Will
of
they
fun.
know? Will they know that you're on?
I'll see. Like, I'll definitely be telling them in the group chat that we have. For
Awesome.
sure.
And not only that, but you also have to cover all the U games.
Oh, yeah. There's also, so we do all the events at for University of Miami for the football team. And then we do all concerts. So, yes, I did see Taylor Swift, which I don't see concerts at all, but that's one of the best concerts I think I've ever seen. They just finished hosting Rolling Loud, which I was not attending because they do have their own staff for that. Cancer events. They also do day events too, that some corporations will come in and they get a tour.
So the Hard Rock is one of the major players
there's
in
also-
all sports industries.
Oh yeah, because we host the Miami Open F1, which is one of the biggest events we have all year. We host over 275,000 people within the 3 days, and that's as many people, just as many people came in for that for Taylor Swift. It was insane.
Not to mention the U.S. Open is also playing there.
No, U.S. Open's in New York.
Not U.S. Open.
Miami Open.
Miami, Correction, Miami Open.
So I mean I love where we work because it's used for everything, and it's such a great spot and a great location, and it's
Great
host,
weather.
Great weather is the most important thing. You're so close to everything. It's very attractive, the location. It's one of the best spots in the country to host an event or to host anything because if it's prime location of the weather, the beach, the location of the airports, the amount of amenities that your guests get, the players get, the celebrities get, it's so close to everything. And especially with two airports, one being Fort Lauderdale.
3 airports. Palm Beach.
Not a lot of people fly into Palm. I mean, they do, but when you're going to an event, you're flying into Fort Lauderdale, and that's where all the players fly in and out of for the games. And then there's also the Miami International, which is about 35 minutes from the stadium, and Fort Lauderdale's about 10-15 minutes. And if you get an escort there, it's 15 minutes that the players get.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So you work really for the Miami Dolphins and Hard Rock Stadium,
Yeah, Hard Rock Stadium.
right? I mean, it's a gorgeous stadium. The seats are fantastic.
Yeah, I'd love to bring
parking.
you. I'd love to. Parking is
Always fun.
always fun is
Yeah,
parking.
that's challenging at every stadium.
Absolutely.
Every stadium, but I love to have
We have to get a game where we go with Eric, you and me to a game.
or just bring the family, or maybe a team Powerhouse event at the stadium, and you guys rent out a
How
box.
about we start with Eric Vazquez?
Rent out a box.
Yeah.
That could happen one
It's a
day.
tax write-off.
It
It was a tax write-off.
If it's a Dolphin game,
Yeah.
okay, they'd have to be playing a certain number of people, or else I wouldn't want to attend.
Well, you
might-
did see that they just released Odell, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that was disappointing because Odell is a big Giant fan, and I'm a big Giant fan, and he
Grew up a big Giant fan.
yeah, I did grow up a big Giant fan, and it's my number one team, but the Dolphins are my number two.
But working for Miami Dolphins might be making it number 1, I would say,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
I think the Miami Dolphins are not only a great empire of a team, but what they bring to the sporting industry, as you mentioned, and what the
Oh,
stadium
absolutely. And sorry.
does. No, you're
I
good.
was going to say our owner, Stephen Ross, he did sell 10% of his shares, which now owns, I think, 85% now of the team. But with the new rules of the NFL, this allows investors and big time people that have money to help grow the team and to make the team more successful and provide their expertise into the football field and in the event field also.
All right, Danny, I want to get to ask you. Eric has some questions for you. I have some questions for you. Personal questions, some fun questions, get to
Oh,
know you a
boy.
little bit. What are you passionate about right now?
I'm passionate about work. The more you work, the more the goal in life is to make a lot of money and to make my family happy, and with that success is the number one thing. So I'm passionate about right now learning. We're going to the thick of it with school, work, and overcoming those obstacles that I think everyone's going to be able to, especially my age, is going to go through. It's tough, but it's worth it as I'm going through right now, because at the end of the day, your goal is going to be there for you eventually if you follow the right path.
Eric.
given that you're in Miami, which is a boring city,
Fins up.
what would you say is probably your favorite free time excursion, whatever you
My
like to
favorite
do in
free time, with the amount of free time that I have, which is not a lot,
Happy to hear that. I'm just kidding.
because if I have some free time, I like to keep myself very disciplined to a schedule. I think that's how I thrive that way. If I can, I love, if the weather's right, I love to lay down on the beach, and relax. I go out a little bit at night sometimes if I can.
like Bayside?
No, I don't live. I mean, for
You
me,
know where Bayside is, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't know Bayside?
I don't know Bayside.
so for me in Boca, it's closer for me to go to Delray. It's cheaper.
No, I'm saying for the
Oh.
Miami area. The Miami area.
Oh,
Bayside is
Key
Bayside.
Biscayne's gorgeous over there, right by the cruise ports. I was there with cousin
Actually, I
Deborah.
thought there was a Hard Rock at the Bayside.
There's a Hard Rock now in Hollywood.
Yeah, the big guitar hotel.
Well, there's a. I thought there was a.
In
I could have
Miami.
sworn there was a Hard Rock there. It's next to where the Heat play.
Yes. I was right. I thought that was Key Biscayne. It could.
It goes by Bayside.
Bayside is
know it as
gorgeous
Bayside.
over there.
Yeah.
I was over
Yeah,
there.
there's shops and restaurants.
Yeah,
and
gorgeous. Absolutely
there's
gorgeous.
a theater there and all kinds
The
of stuff.
outside.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
beautiful
I was
there.
there with cousin Deborah. You were killing time, and I'm like, wow, this is like a great spot. Great date spot, by the way.
Great date spot. Good to know.
Yeah.
Great date spot. And that's what you said, Bayside?
But make sure the girls are the right one before you take her down there, though, because it's expensive. Hint, wink, wink, if you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, that's very funny, actually. All right, Danny, what is the coolest thing you've learned recently, either at school or outside of it?
The coolest thing I've learned.
These are spontaneous questions you was not prepared for.
No, I was prepared for a couple of them. I was only notified 10 minutes ago. Spontaneous thing I've learned.
Coolest thing you learned.
Coolest thing? The amount of money athletes get paid depending by what sport they play. As you know, Juan Soto, that's all guaranteed. And the amount of guaranteed for each player that they get in each sport. So at first, a player gets least amount of money in football because I don't know why.
It's
And
probably
it's also in their
injury
contract.
risk.
It's all in their contract why they get paid a certain amount. Or football gets the least, and then it's
That's very
basketball, and also in baseballs you get the most because of the amount of time each person plays,
Well, they're playing a
And-
lot more games. 100%.
and also the amount of money that the NFL, MLB, NBA all accumulate to the TV deals. Because without the TV deals, no one gets paid. No, nothing. So if you don't get a new TV deal I know the NFL just redid theirs, I think in 2019. I'm not too sure, but without these TV deals, no team gets any money, your players don't get any money, your staff doesn't get any money. You can go bankrupt without these TV deals, and that's what really makes it help. That's what really makes the team thrive and the sport thrive. Look at
Interesting.
soccer. Take a look at soccer, for example. When you play soccer, when you're a soccer player, the reason why a lot of people, it's a world-renowned sport, or it's not
That's a good point.
it's not as popular as it is over here, but in Europe they're getting paid millions and millions and millions because it's the number one sport in the world. That's why a lot of people want to go play for other countries. And I hate to say for the United States because of the money. And then if someone's offering you $5
I
million,
think Messi did pretty well
Messi did very well. That's because they
in Miami.
yeah. Well, it's Miami, but they play down the street from where I get my right across the street from the barbershop.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm next. Relax. I'm next.
you go next.
This guy. It's a pretty nice area down there, Miami, the whole thing. But if there was someplace else that you could travel to, just for travel, not someplace that you'd want to live, because obviously you don't know if you want to live there because you may not have been there yet. So you may not know. Oh, this is where I want to live.
That's a good point.
What place would you want to travel to? Just like,
There's a lot of places I want to travel to.
but there has to be one place.
I
Your
love
top
to-
place. It should have come to you just like this.
You're just talking about. I love to go travel to Israel, and we're in the Middle East over there. A lot of heritage. A lot of our world is found there. I would love to meet my family, and I'd love to go explore the culture over there.
Any spots particular?
The
Wailing Wall.
I love to go visit the Wailing Wall, eat a lot. I love to go check
Eat
out.
a lot.
Eat a lot.
I don't think you can
Eilat.
eat at the
Eat a
wall.
lot.
Oh.
Eat a lot.
Oh,
is
a lot. Okay, I thought you were gonna eat a lot.
I'd love to go visit over there, and I want to do Birthright really badly. Still figuring things out.
Do what?
Birthright is when you're Jewish, you get to go to Israel between the ages of 18 and 26. So during that time, you can go explore the country for free, and you get dual citizenship too, which is fantastic in my opinion.
I think in most people's opinion, you can go to a country for free for 2 weeks to go see and learn about the culture and everything else. It's
Absolutely.
pretty cool stuff. Good answer, by the way.
Thank you. And you're getting all
I
choked
got
up.
choked up because I wasn't expecting that answer. I was expecting to say something like Jamaica or like,
No, we already been there before.
but we loved it. But I mean, but you said Israel, and you've never been there as a kid. And by the time I was his age, I've been there 4 times.
Yeah, your dad gave you a money belt wrapped with thousands.
All right.
Of thousands. What's your
I
sister?
don't think I don't know that there's a statute of limitations on money laundering.
There's no TSA back then.
Let's skip on to the next conversation.
Well, since we're going in order, Dave, why don't you just go with the next one since it's family related?
What's your favorite family tradition?
You want a pen so you can mark them off and you don't ask them again? It's not like you haven't done that before.
You know what you should do is
Why don't you answer the question? What's your favorite family tradition?
My favorite family tradition is, back. I hate to say it, but Drew didn't ever experience this, but back when Sal and Softy lived in Connecticut, look at you going already.
When what now?
So my grandparents lived in Connecticut before they moved to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They would do Passover in their basement, and everyone flew in, came down, and friends, family, and people that we didn't even know that Saba
You would invite
his
his friends, people he knew. It was
it was
probably 75 people at my parents' house. In the
it was
basement
a
for dinner.
humongous basement, and we'd love to listen to the prayers, go over the holiday, sing, have fun, and
It's definitely changed a lot
It definitely-
in the last 10
unfortunately it
years
has,
because
that was my
growing.
that was my favorite family tradition. But as of now,
Yeah, how about now?
I love doing the high holidays with you guys. Like, it means a lot.
Eric doesn't know what that means.
Like, so yeah, like Yom Kippur.
The high holidays?
So like the most important, like
not the most important ones, but the, let's say, religious holidays.
religious holidays.
They knew what I was saying. They understood.
Of course you understood. Speaking of that, anyway, so that's a good answer. That's a good answer. All right, Eric, you're up next.
I'm gonna go off the sheet because I have a question. So, is there I know you said you don't have a lot of downtime, but maybe when you're laying on the beach suffering down there, is there a particular podcast or anything that you like to listen to while you're down there?
This one, of course.
Okay, outside of this one.
I really don't listen to any podcasts. Like,
Really?
I don't listen. Like, I listen to some music here and there, but like I don't really listen to any podcasts.
Really? No Rogan? Really?
Honestly, everything is so easy. You just watch TikTok. Everything's on.
We don't sit down and watch podcasts. We just see the clips of like the 30-second highlights of everything we talk
and
about.
it's funny because that's the generation that they're in. It's like 30-second, 1 minute. They got 30. Their attention
attention span, and everyone knows this, or I think a lot of people know this. To get a person's attention, you need to be quick, precise, and to the point. A lot of people don't have the time to listen to a 2-minute, 3-minute clip, unless you're deeply intrigued.
I would disagree with you that you have the time. Eric, for example, you're laying on the beach, right? And you throw in your AirPods, and you could listen to like a podcast. It's a whole education about whatever.
I mean, what he's talking about requires visibility,
right?
So
True.
if you're under the sun, I don't know how you're going to see the screen.
That's a good
And
point.
you're like,
No, I
this,
know what you mean. Like I don't
whatever, and then you still have to swipe, don't you? Don't you?
I think when he's on the toilet or he's in the
No, but
on
I'm
the
saying,
couch.
in order to get to the next video, or
Yeah,
just,
no, but honestly, when I'm
Okay.
at the beach, I sometimes just like to sit
Veg
down and
out.
relax. Like no one, DND, just relax.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Do not disturb.
Oh.
DND.
I did not know that. I did not know that one at all. All right. Let's see. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? And think about the question and careful how you answer what you say, right? So if you're not sure, you can say I'm not sure. But if there's anything about the world you could change one thing, what would it be?
One thing I could change about the world.
And it can't be about drones.
Or the aliens. And no, it's not to say, but I think world peace. I mean, it's such broad.
That's okay. It's a good
Yeah, Miss
answer.
America.
Yeah, but
That's Miss America
world peace,
answer.
no wars. Okay, that's fair. That's a good.
But like, if you think about it, without it, you have a mess. I mean, no one likes a mess. No, you don't like a mess. You don't like a mess.
I like
Well,
it.
but the mess, but also the mess creates excitement too. But if everyone just like really thought about the logical reasons of why it should things should stop.
Off air, I will tell you a saying that I know of
Yeah.
that'll explain why.
The world peace is a fair answer. It's a good answer,
Yeah.
especially as a person who's 21 years old. They don't want anything more than peace. They want peace and relaxation and chill. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, my
I also
turn.
did start a little bit later.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and why?
I was
Historical
We're gonna
figure.
make this the last question because it's a great question.
Oh, okay. Any historical figure?
Alive or dead?
Actually, that's one more
I
question.
thought historical figure means dead. But
Not necessarily.
It could be somebody elaborate. Yeah,
Tom Brady's historical.
that's a good point.
yeah, that's a great question because I was really thinking about this. I don't know if there's a camera and three people looking at me.
Okay,
No
let's
pressure.
make it two people looking at you.
How about this? I'll look you to the camera.
Yeah.
Historical person. Can it be like multiple people or no?
Well, depends.
I like.
I mean, it could be the Beatles. That's a group.
That's a
You know what I'm saying? So it's not a person, but
I want to get like.
What comes to your top? What's the first thing you think about? Who? I'm curious myself, actually.
Well, my roommates are close with his family, and not closer with his family, and I would really love to learn and digest from him. And I don't know if I should say it or not, and I really don't think this is the
Place.
okay, we'll
Fourth
go
place.
someplace else then.
Yeah, maybe pick something.
George Washington. Very good pick. I didn't even see your lips move.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know.
he's pretty cool, dude.
No, so come up. Is there somebody that I mean? Obviously, I know what you were thinking. He was thinking, but we're just kind of want to go a little bit different.
I know. I really don't know.
Okay, off the top of your head, got nothing for you. All right, Danny. On a lighter note,
Yeah.
That was light.
what's your favorite inside joke with your friends? You have an inside joke?
Yeah, I do. And
But if you share it, it's no longer an inside joke.
but a lot of people understand, and it's about my roommate. My old roommate CJ.
Oh,
and that-
jeez.
A lot of people don't like him,
What?
but there's a lot of reasoning behind that, and they do like him though.
I
But
love him.
they love him. More to explain and follow
What?
on that, but it's an inside joke that we all have.
One of the
Or
next
not
times
we
you
all,
come
but-
up here, you have to bring CJ with you
Oh yeah.
so that we can get him
He
on
wants
the
to.
podcast and
I
he
was
can
talking to
explain it.
him. He wants to be on the podcast the next time I come on.
All right, we'll bring him on the podcast
There you
next
go.
time it comes up. All right, that concludes our New Year's Eve special with Daniel.
Catching up with Daniel.
Catching up with Daniel. We'll have way more questions on this list, but it gets too long, and we don't want to bore people out. We want to make sure we get to know who you are a little bit.
Mhm.
Some great questions.
Spin the wheel, man.
Who's the lucky winner of the
Love you,
tumbler?
Siege. I love you, brother.
I love you too, CJ. Also a son to me.
But I think he'll get a good laugh at
You
that.
think he'll get a good laugh? I hope he gets a good laugh because right now it was like an awkward silence.
I know.
The
But
inside joke.
I think he'll pick it up. He will.
Scott Maloney off Instagram.
Scott Maloney, congratulations on winning that tumbler. Please get in touch with us. We appreciate you being a part of our show every week, everybody. Thank you so much. And from all of us here, we want to wish you a
Happy New
very
Year.
Happy New
happy
Year.
New Year. Have an amazing New Year's Eve. Be safe. Have fun. And we will see you